I'm going to start this vlog with The Nightingale. My loan just came in, so I am super excited to read this. This one is one that I've heard that's going to hurt you, and I want to be hurt, okay? I have been listening to Best Served Cold, and it's fine, but it's not something that I love, and I don't really feel a ton with it. So I'm really hoping that this will help pull me and keep me from going into a reading slump. So I am super excited. This could not come at a better time. The Nightingale is following these two sisters, I think, and I think that they go off on different paths. It's like French Revolution, World War II. It's some sort of war. I don't know. I'm kind of going to go into it a little bit blind. All I know is that it's supposed to break my heart, and I can't wait. I did read The Women by Kristen Hanna, and it was fine. It wasn't as gut wrenching as I was hoping it would be, but I really hope that this one will do it. This one has been on my list for a while, probably a couple of years now, so definitely really good to read it. It's also on my priority reads for this year, so that'll be another book crossed off that list. And I own a book. I think I own the copy, so it'll also be one off my TBR. Look at us making progress. Checking multiple boxes at the same time with one book. Absolutely fantastic. But yeah, I really hope that I like this one. I'm a little bit concerned because I heard really good things about The Women and then didn't really care for it as much, and I'm really concerned that I won't like The Nightingale as much because everyone really loves it. So I really hope that it doesn't disappoint because that would be such a bummer, especially right now where I'm listening to well, I had been listening to. I'm only have today to finish Best Served Cold, so I'll have to be doing the ebook, and that's been a struggle. So I don't need another struggle book right now. I just don't. But we'll figure it out, and it'll be fine. But yeah, I have no idea what else we're gonna listen to on this vlog at all. I don't have anything else that's upcoming, so we will see where this vlog takes us. But welcome to the vlog. Okay, so real quickly, just gonna tell you that I have continued reading Best Served Cold. I'm a little over halfway through now, but it's a very slow going because I'm all ebook right now, and so I'm only reading it when I think about it and I'm sitting down doing nothing. I did read it on the bus some, but then on the way home from the bus, or well, on the way home we were on the bus and I just talked to the teenagers. So my bus ride to games will only help me if I don't talk to the teenagers, but they were very entertaining this last time, so I talked to them. I said this in a different video, but I have not said it here. I am very aware that I sound terrible. I don't know what's happening. I think it's some sort of sinus infection because I had a lot of pressure in here at the end of last week, and I just didn't feel great. I felt it in my eyes that I didn't feel well. But I've been feeling better as far as that goes, but my throat really hurts. And then today, I can hear myself talk. You know how it feels when your ear needs to pop? That's how it felt. So I've been chewing some gum and that's helped a ton. I don't hear myself as much, but my throat hurts and I sound terrible. So that's fun. And I'm coughing. So that sucks. But hopefully it starts to get better. But anyways, back to Best Served Cold. It's been good. I mean, it's not my favorite. I do like some of the one-liners and the real quips that some of the characters do. I do like a lot of those things. It's a lot of revenge and outmaneuvering people of we're trying to trap them and sneak into places and kill them, you know. So it's a lot of those types of things. A lot of those types of things. And it's fine. I just don't care about Best Served Cold. So it's just gonna be a slow read, and that's fine. But I'll get through it. But I have been listening to The Nightingale, and that's been interesting so far. We're following two sisters, and it is World War II because they're talking about Hitler and the Nazis and things. And we are currently located in, I guess, France, and we're in the countryside for a good portion of where I'm at. But even that's been occupied And we've got one sister who's like, I've got a child. I'm not trying to like make waves. I just want to survive this. And her husband has been like deployed into this war. And so she doesn't know where he's at. If he's a prisoner of war, she assumes he's a prisoner of war, those types of things. Well, and then her sister is like, I want to fight. I want to do something. I don't want to just sit here. I don't want to just like stand by and let this happen. And so she's trying to find a way to be a part of the war effort. And I really like her. I don't know what it is about the other sister, Vivian. Um, I like her well enough, but I like Isabel more. And I think it's just because she's feisty. I love a feisty character, and she's very feisty, and she will say what she thinks. She doesn't care that you're a Nazi soldier. She's going to tell it like it is. So I really like her a lot. Um, the writing style is fairly easy. It is a little bit difficult for me getting into it early on because of the fact that it's historical fiction, and I don't do the greatest with those, but it's not too hard to read. So I had a little bit of issue with the perspectives, because we start off with this like old lady who is like recounting this story, and so we're in her perspective, and then we shift to like the past, which is during the war, right? And then we're shifting from Vienne's perspective to Isabel's perspective, and I'm like, where are we at? Like, so that took me a minute. What really helped me was I just looked up the character list on the Nightingale on Google, and that helped. And it's like, you're following these people. I'm like, okay, thank you. That's all I needed. And then after that, I was perfectly fine. I probably would have got perfectly fine anyways. It was only like an hour or two into the audiobook when I looked it up. So definitely didn't give it a ton of time to like sort itself out. But I'm enjoying it so far. It has not been like hard hitting yet, but I'm only 7 hours into the audiobook, so it's not like we're into like the meat of it. So I'm waiting for that. And I'm really hoping that my expectations aren't too high because I don't want to like ruin it for myself in that regard. So we'll see. But I've also started When the Moon Hatched. This one is a book club pick for, I guess it's a book club. I don't know. A read along on Books with Brittany. She's doing a reread, and so she wanted us to like join her if we wanted to. And so I am coming off of Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, and I just want all the dragons right now. So this one has a giant dragon on the cover, and the synopsis sounded really interesting. And then I'm like 8 chapters in, chapter 9, whatever. I'm almost 3 hours in. Listen, this is high fantasy. Okay, I don't know what all it is, but this is high fantasy because we have all kinds of things happening. We've got dragons somewhere, we've got these gods happening, we've got elementals happening. Like you sing songs to the elementals, it's an elemental song. I don't know anything else about that. We have these vials of blood that bond you to whoever has it. How? I don't know. That's all that I know. We have these things called nulls, and I don't know what that is yet. We have this orb thing that I don't know what it does, but it's there. I don't know. We have so much happening, and I'm lost. But I'm having a good time. I really like the girl that we're following. It's like Rave. That's her name. She is hardcore. Like, hardcore. She is an assassin. She does these missions for rebellion. That's all that I know is that they don't like the king. And so they do missions for the rebellion. And she is very like kind-hearted, and she like wants to do good for the outcast basically. Like there's these children who are in this like dungeon, and they're like trapped. And so she's figuring out a way to get them untrapped, things like that. So I don't know. We've got apothecary stuff happening. We've got all kinds of like mystical creatures, and I don't know what they are, what they're doing, what they look like. I don't know anything. Like this is all that I know. So yeah, there's that.
But yeah, I don't know. That's all that I know. And I'm trying not to like chew my gum. So sorry if I have. But I'm trying really hard not to. But yeah, so there's the update. Okay, I'm going to try and be quick. I have about 10 minutes until I need to be inside of my church. I am helping teach a financial peace class. It is a Dave Ramsey class to help people like get out of debt and budget better and all of those money things. And I'm helping teach. It is my first time helping teach. So I'm enjoying it, but definitely gotta hurry up here so I can be on time over there. So anywho, I have updates for 3 books. One of those you have no idea that I'm reading, so surprise. The first one I want to talk about, the most important one, is The Nightingale. I am almost done. I've got like 5 hours left, I think, and I'm having a good time. I got about 5 or 7 hours in, and that's when it actually like took off for me, and I actually started to like really enjoy it. I'm not crushed yet, but I do have a few hours left, so I'm waiting to be crushed. And I think that it could do it. It definitely has the makings for crushing me. So far, the war has been going on for a couple of years, and it talks about how there's no food, and you've got these Nazi soldiers who are infiltrating these homes and living with these French people, like just essentially taking over their lives. I've gotten to the part where people are starting to go to concentration camps and things like that. And I am really enjoying Isabel's story more so than Vienne's. Vienne's is getting there. It's upping itself, but Isabel is definitely more um revolutionary, more rebellious, and that's the part that I'm really enjoying because she is actually trying to like actually help in the war effort and trying to, get back at the Nazis in any way that she can. And I like that. And I wish that we got more of those scenes with her because that's the part that I really like. So I hope that in the last few hours we kind of go back to that because that's where it's good. I have no idea who's going to die. I feel like someone's going to die. I feel like someone needs to die. I mean, that sounds terrible. But like this kind of book, if it's gonna crush someone, then someone probably needs to die. But I have no idea who, especially because we're also getting the perspective of this older lady. She's telling her story from like 50 years in the future. And I have no idea who she is because I feel like she's one of the sisters. But I also am like, are you though? Because I feel like you die. So I don't know. So I think it'll be very interesting to see how that goes. But I am enjoying it so far. I should finish it maybe by Monday. Probably. I'm also reading When the Moon Hatched. Let me tell you, I'm so glad I'm doing a like read along with this one because oh buddy, this is high fantasy. And I have no idea what's happening. Like we have all kinds of like magic things happening and I don't understand. Like they are not holding your hand at all. Like I feel like I did better reading Gardens of the Moon than I have reading this one, just because there's so many elements that I have no idea what's happening at all. And I don't even know that I was able to give you like a good synopsis the last time I talked to you about it. So let me do it again and do it a little bit better. Okay, so we have Rave. And Rave works for the rebellion. In her eyes, she's kind of like a low level rebel, whatever. And she is a killer, like a killer. But according to her, she tends to like take out the trash. So she kills people who are doing bad things like pedophiles or rapists or, like murderers. Like she takes out like the horrible people. So I don't know exactly what her cause is doing. I think they're trying to take over or dismantle the king because they don't like him. And I don't know exactly why they don't like him, except that he just doesn't do anything. And Rave finds him like useless as far as like dealing with these horrible people in the country. And so she's doing it for him. And she is being hunted by this assassin. I guess he's like a really good assassin. And she's being hunted by him. And she gets found, obviously. So she ends up in prison. Well, this dude, we don't know why, we don't know a whole lot, but he comes and he helps her escape. And that's our story so far. I don't know why he's helping her escape. I don't know what all he's going to be about. We don't know a whole lot. She doesn't know a whole lot, and she's asking him, but he's not really like giving her anything. So we don't know anything else other than that. There's a lot of magic stuff happening that I have no idea what's happening at all. You've got like Rave is able to hear these like elemental songs, whatever that means, and you have to wear some sort of like, I think it's iron jewelry or something, to show the world that you can hear these elemental songs. And if you don't wear the iron, then that's punishable offense. And I don't know where the songs come from. Maybe the gods, who they call the creators. We have dragons. We have some sort of like magic that Rave can do that I think is from the elemental songs. I don't really know. But she is able to use this magic and like take down people a lot easier. She's got like this whole other side of her that's like wild, and I have no idea what else is happening. We've got some sort of princess who is in love with the voices, like the elemental voices. I don't know. We're gonna find out. We have some weird creatures that are in prison with us. Kind of picture like some sort of koala bear, but I don't know. I could be way off. You have these like enchanted letters that could become like a companion, like a pet. Rave had one, and I'm like, is this a bird? Like, what is this? And so in the group chat, they were like, I think it's an enchanted letter. I'm like, oh, okay, that would make sense because she said that she unfolded the bird to read the message. And I'm like, what does that mean? So there's that. Yeah, that's all that I know so far. I do love the banter in this. Rave is so funny. Like, she is essentially like in the mouth of a dragon and she's like bouncing around and she gets spit out and she's talking to a dude. And he's like, did you hit your head? Because what you're saying is like ludicrous. And she's like, I did hit my head, thank you. Just like, that's so funny. And she is like in front of this jury because she's on trial, and they're like, you killed 23 people. And she's like, actually, it was 25. If you're gonna call up my charges, you might as well get it all the details. I'm like, she is so sassy and feisty and so funny, and I just love it. Absolutely love it. I'm having a great time. So yeah, I have no idea what's happening as far as like the magic system goes, but everything else has been pretty good. So that leads me to my third book, and that is Made for Each Other, I think. It's by Lynn Painter. This is a fake romance, and I like it so far. The first chapter or so seemed kind of like cringy, and like they're moving quick, like quick. We're a couple chapters in and already into like the fake dating stuff. Usually it takes a minute before we get there, but no, this one is moving pretty quick, which is kind of cool. It's a little jarring because you expect a certain kind of pacing and it's not following that certain kind of pacing. So it's a little bit jarring, but it's fine. I do love their back and forth. We are following Declan and Abby. And Abby is Declan's maid, and she essentially is squatting in his apartment while he's gone. He didn't know. She ends up running into his family, like his parents are there, and she's like, uh oh. And she's in luck because he had told his family that he was dating this girl named Abby, and it was all a lie. But Abby can now fill in as his fake girlfriend because her name is Abby, and he didn't tell his family a whole lot about her because he was lying. So she's having to show up at these family functions and pretend to be the girlfriend and have all these cover stories and all these things, the typical fake dating. And it's pretty good so far. I really enjoy their back and forth and their banter. I think they're really funny together. And I'm really curious how things are going to go. We're getting ready to go into like a weekend of them fake dating versus like just an event. So I'm really interested to see where that goes. And usually you have some sort of like shenanigans of, oh, I said the wrong thing and now I have to like fix it. And so interested to see how all that's going to go. But your typical fake dating, and it's Lynn Painter, so it's probably going to be pretty good. But yeah, so there's the update for now. Hopefully, by the time I update you again, I will be done with Nightingale, and I will be probably a little over halfway for the Moon Hatched and Made for Each Other. So I'll see you soon. All right, so update. I finished the Nightingale, and it did not wreck me. I didn't cry at all. I don't know what that says about me. Maybe I'm just not as emotional as other people. I don't know. I find that hard to believe because I cried to Girl in 6E, okay? Like, but I don't cry to the Nightingale. What is this? So I have no idea. I mean, I could see why people would get emotional, but I don't know. It just didn't feel emotional. I did like it though. Not like 5-star like it, but like 4-star maybe. It was good enough. Not something that I regret reading. And I really enjoy World War II um, stories. It's about the only historical fiction stuff that I can actually read that I know of that I've really like tried. And I like the fact that we got a lot more of what the day to day look like because we're following Vienne and Isabel, and Isabel is trying to like help the war effort. Like she's in the trenches, right? Whereas Vienne is surviving the day to day stuff, and I really liked getting the dual perspective where we got to see what it looked like in the trenches on the woman's side of it, not so much like the fighting side of it. And we got to see Vienne's side of it from like the day to day of like, well, we're having to ration food and we're not getting as much food as we were, and we don't have access to this because nobody has access to it anymore. And so we got to see a lot of those things, and they talked a lot about their weight and them losing weight a lot and their nice clothes and stuff not being a thing. And Vienne was a mom, so we got to see what it was like for her as a mother trying to survive this with a young child and how that child grows up in this kind of environment. And I really like the exploration of those things and like how long do you stay silent and at what point do you fight back and in what ways do you fight back when your life is literally at stake. Like it's one thing to fight back if there aren't any super big consequences, but when fighting back could absolutely mean you losing your life or your child's life, that's a really big risk that you're taking. And the Nightingale really explored a lot of those things. We really explored sister dynamics and what it takes to survive. And I love relationship dynamics. I love the motivations for why we do things and the the desire to connect with people. And I love how we saw where Isabel, how she grew up and how she responded to the things in her life and the lack of connection and the lack of attachment in her life. And it was it was pretty good. I really enjoyed reading it. I'm excited to read more from Kristen Hanna. I think the next one I'm going to read by her is The Great Alone. That may have to wait till like May though, because I've got so many other things that I'm reading. Like I've got a whole list of like books that are on deck. So That one's definitely going to be a few minutes before I get to it. I'm also getting ready to finish Made for Each Other. I think I've been calling it Made for You, but it's Made for Each Other. This one has been really cute and fun, and I realized why it was going like so quickly. You know how I said earlier that we were moving really quickly into this? That's because it's only 7 hours. I mean, 7.5, it's a little under 8 hours, but we're moving really quickly because of the fact that it's very short. So we don't have a lot of time to really sit with stuff and really sit in who they were before they met and all of those things. And so we're moving pretty quickly, which is kind of nice. It's been a lot of fun. I really like their banter and the back and forth. I really love the character dynamic between the two of them. They are so funny together. My biggest thing about this one is that there is some, like, not necessarily miscommunication, but lack of communication. Like, we're just not going to talk to each other about certain things that we're feeling because we don't know how the other person's going to respond. However, it's not such a big deal in this one because they've known each other like a week and a half. You know, you're not going to be super open and vulnerable with someone you've only known a week and a half, most likely. So I can give a little bit of grace for that. And the banter really makes up for it. They're really good together and they're just funny. I don't know how they're going to resolve the fact that she's not who he told his family she is. Like, the whole premise is that he's been telling his family that he's dating this girl named Abby and he's got this whole backstory for her. Well, Abby, doesn't live that story. Like, she's a very different person. And so, if they're gonna stay together, then how are they gonna do that without outing the story? You know? So, I'm curious to see how that's gonna go. But I'm almost done with it. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish it instead of like alternating between this one and others just because I'm so close to finishing and I might as well just go ahead and finish it. I'm also reading When the Moon Hatched, and we're starting to get some of the revelations. I'm about halfway through, and so now we've got like the big twist and the midway twist, you know. And I'm starting to like piece together some things. I still don't understand most of it. But at this point, I understand enough that I'm not as lost as I was. And I really like the fact that it's a buddy read because we can ask questions and we can talk about things and theories and stuff like that. And I'm really curious where this is going to go because I have no idea where it's going to go. I mean, we had a rebellion that we were working with early on, but we haven't seen the rebellion in a little bit. She's kind of like on her own, doing her own thing, and who knows. I do love how feisty Rave is. I think that she is very capable and strong, and she's very stubborn and very, very feisty. Like, she takes no crap. But I love how Khan, who is our second perspective, he's our, I guess, he's going to be our love interest. I love how he gives it right back to her because he's just like, I'm going to dish it right back. And so I'm really interested to see where this goes. Are we going back towards like the rebellion? Are we going to a different direction where like their histories merge more? I don't know. If you know the book, then you may understand that sentence a little bit better. So I don't know. There's a lot of history between them that could really impact the rest of the story. And I don't know if we're going to go that direction or if we're going to go back to Rebellion or combine it all. I don't know. I really feel like this might be the start of a series because there's just so much happening. And we're halfway through and we're not even like to the actual conflict of the book. It's mostly just been set up and like her meeting Con and like them dealing with that versus like dealing with an actual conflict. Like, her whole goal is getting revenge on this other dude, but we haven't seen him in forever because she's trying to like find him, you know? And so she's got these little like tiny obstacles getting in her way. Where that's where Con comes in. So I don't know what we're gonna do, but I am enjoying it so far. I do think she might be a little too violent because she constantly talks about killing, constantly. And like, Con gets her out of a situation she was in twice. And at least the first time, she's just like, I just want to kill him. I'm going to kill him. I need to kill him. I'm going to kill him. How do I kill him? I can do this to kill him. Like, girl, chill. Okay, if he wanted you dead, he would have done it. So you're probably safe, at least. You know, he's not going to kill you. He may try to use you in some way, but he's not going to kill you. He would have already done that. Or he would have just left you where you were, you know? So her desire to kill him is a little annoying, but I can deal. But yeah, that's the update for now. I will update you soon. Okay, so I finally finished When the Moon Hatched, and this one was pretty good. I did get a little bit lost with like the fantasy elements of this because it was very, very high fantasy. Like, I don't have a clue what's happening as far as the world building, but it's a lot. So if you really like intricate world building, definitely check out this book because it is very, very high fantasy. A lot of world building, a lot of different things happening, a lot of different animals and things like that. It's a lot. But I was still able to enjoy the story even despite all that because I know that that's a me problem, not so much a book problem. I really enjoyed the romanticy side of this. I really love their dynamics and their banter back and forth. I thought that was a lot of fun. I really like how feisty Rave is. I really liked um, the the questions and the slow unravel of everything. I wanted more answers. My only complaint is I wanted more answers, but it is a book one. So it's again, that's a me problem. That's not a book problem because it can't give me all the answers right away. But I definitely want more of the answers. Um, I definitely like how the author has created this world and its characters, and I really like the idea of where the story is going. We definitely had like lower stakes for this book because we have to have somewhere to go, right? And going into the next book, I know it's going to get bigger because this war is getting ready to start. So definitely very interesting. Definitely something that like I'm glad to have read. It was an enjoyable read. I don't know that I'll read the second one. I mean, I definitely want more of the answers of everything, but I don't know how desperate I am to get those answers over everything else that I want to read, you know? So I really think that I'm probably done with the series, but I could definitely be persuaded to read book two. I have no idea when it comes out, but apparently it's sometime this year because that's why we did the buddy read with Books with Brittany, is because she wanted to read this book before the second one came out. So I don't know. I guess I will see. Maybe if she does a buddy read of the second one, maybe I'll do it too. I have enjoyed having a buddy read for this because then I can like talk about things and ask questions, and people are like, "Oh yeah, that's what this is," and I can like actually understand a little bit. So that's how I know it's a me problem and not a book problem, is because they understood it. It was just me. So definitely a fine read, but I'm excited to get to the next things. Gonna go back to Wind and Truth. My borrow is back from Libby. So gonna go back to that and then probably start Blackmouth some point in April. Those will be in other vlogs. So this vlog will end here. So I don't even know how long this vlog has been. It's probably been way too long. But let me know what you've been reading over the last couple of weeks. What have you loved? Have you read any of these? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.